Now in this lesson we're looking at dividing quantities in a given ratio. Examples. Firstly, we're asked to divide 300 pounds between Pat and Steve in the ratio 3 to 5. Now, as before, let's get our setting out correct. Pat and Steve, the ratio is 3 to 5. Now, if we consider this, we have Pat gets 3 parts to Steve's 5 parts. Altogether, we're talking about 8 parts. Now, we consider Pat's share. He's getting 3 parts out of the 8. So his share is 3/8. So we're splitting up 300 pounds. We're going to multiply by the 300. So Pat's share, 3/8 times 300, works out to be £112 50p. Now let's consider Steve's share. Well, he is getting 5 parts. 5 parts out of the 8. So his fraction is 5/8. And again, we're splitting up the 300, so it's 5/8 times 300. And that works out to be £187 50p. So therefore, Pat gets £112 50, Steve gets £187 50. Now that's our final answer. A good way, though, is to have a bit of a check. A good way of checking, if we add up the two figures that we're splitting up, we get £300, all right, which links up with the £300 that we started with. So that's a good way of checking to see whether we're on track. Our second example. A piece of string 40 centimetres long is cut into 3 pieces in the ratio 4 to 1 to 5. And we're asked to find the length of the shortest piece. Now 4 to 1 to 5, we'll write that ratio down. And if we think about that, that's 4 parts, 1 part and 5 parts. Altogether, there are 10 parts. Now we need to find the length of the shortest piece. Well, the shortest one, hopefully of those 3 numbers you can consider that 1 would be the shortest. It would be 1 part out of the 10. So as a fraction, 1/10. Now the piece of string is 40 centimetres long, so the shortest bit is 1/10 of that. So 1/10 of 40 ends up being 4 centimetres. So we write then that the shortest piece is 4 centimetres. Our third example, the 3 angles in a triangle are in the ratio 2 to 3 to 4. And we need to find the size of each angle. Now 2 to 3 to 4, that's our ratio. 2 parts, 3 parts and 4 parts. So altogether we add them up, we have 9 parts. Now we're asked to find the size of each angle. So the angles are, well, we're dealing with a triangle. We need to know a little bit about the angles in a triangle. In fact, they add up to 180 degrees. So a little bit of geometry work there was required firstly. Now the first angle what we're looking at is 2 parts. 2 parts out of the 9. So as a fraction it's 2/9. And it is 2/9 of the 180 degrees. So we work that out, we come up with 40 degrees. Our next angle is the 3, represented by the 3. 3 parts out of 9 is 3/9. Again, we're splitting up the 180, and when we do 3/9 times 180 degrees, we come up with 60 degrees. Our final angle is represented by the 4. 4 parts out of 9 is 4/9 times the 180, and calculating that, we get 80 degrees. So there we have the angles as 40, 60 and 80. We'll write that down. The size of the angles are 40 degrees, 60 degrees and 80 degrees. And if we check that, if we add the 3 up, we do come up with 180 degrees as we thought.